Deep Memory is a software development organization. We want to make application phone in field of learning system. We sense that users need learning application in mobile because nowadays time is very precious. We take advantage of mobile phone because they are everywhere every time. In first step, we gather data by online questionnaire form and some interviews. We take online surveys and interviews, and as a result, you can see a statistic here. In the statistic, most answers for gender are male, and their age are between 20 years old to 25 years old. And most of them are students, and they have a smartphone also. They use their smartphone for most of the time, and their operating system are Android. And they have experience before in a learning system. They prefer using novel learning system instead of traditional learning system. And they want to have these features in their e-learning system in mobile phone applications, such as the slide or teaching by example, videos, or another features. They prefer use online application system rather than offline application system. And they are totally agree with e-learning system. As a result, we can use this statistic for our personal and scenario.
As a student and who has taken a part-time job, it is important for me to use my time in an efficient way. For example, when I want to study my lecture notes in my spare times, those times that I'm traveling by bus from home to the university and so on. So I feel there is a need in here in order to help me to use my time in an efficient way. Such an application can has the following feature that I can mention, and I think that can fulfill my needs. For example, if the application helps me to have all my lecture notes in the size of my smartphone, because recently all the people can have their smartphone everywhere they are, and if I can do the quizzes on the application and share the result of the quizzes with my friends in order to have an idea of those friends, and even if there is a feature that I can chat with my friends, to have them online and interact with them regarding the related subject and so on. Such application can boost my knowledge so much, and it is really big help in order for me to use my spare time and those times I'm commuting from university to the home and home to the university. So at the end of the semester, by using this application, for sure I'm going to have a good CGPA and good marks.
In task analysis, we separate tasks in different modules. At the top of our diagram, we have user profile. User profile is same as user needs to create username and password. Username and password is for accessing purpose. After user create username and password, he can access to the mobile application phone by putting username and password in a correct way. After accessing to the mobile application, there is different sections such as lecture, tutorial, quiz, and video. In lecture section, we have view and download. View is for online purpose and download is for offline mode. Same as lecture, tutorial has view and download. Download is for offline mode and view is for online mode. In quiz section, he can take the quiz to examine himself. And video section is video for better understanding.
The most important thing is in the design is to design a conceptual model. So we try to design two different conceptual models to satisfy the user need and ensure that this two model is simple to the user. So the first conceptual model that we introduce is a conversing method. So the user pick his phone and open the application. After that, the application say hello to the user, and user, by conversing to the application, make a command to the user. For example, the user say to the application lecture. So the application instantly open the lecture for the user. Now the lecture node is open for the user. So the user can easily try to learn. So this type of the interface is very easy for the novice user because it's very simple. Just the user say one simple word, then the application open the program. The second model that we introduce is the manipulating model. In this model, when the user pick his phone and open the application makes the four option to the user. The user, by tapping to the any option, he can make a command to the application. For example, the user tap in the lecture button. So the lecture open to the user. So the user can starting the study. So this model is very fast. The user, by just tapping to the any button, it can make a command to the application, and we don't need the error message in this model.
By facing two terms of conversing and manipulating user interfaces, unconsciously I flash back to the previous experience as I had. Among all the vast number of interfaces I have encountered during the years I was working with the computer and so on, when it comes to conversing method, I can remember the Siri from iOS software or voice recognition of the Microsoft Word, which I spend lots of time in order to challenge with them, like in the voice recognition of the Microsoft Word. I spend lots of time in order to train the software in order to recognize my voice, but all of them was a failure at the end. So I don't want to waste my time in challenging with that kind of conversing application and interfaces. However, they are very useful for children, they are useful for disabled people, they are useful for people who has a phobia of IT. That makes them feel more comfortable when they want to interact with the software and application. On the other hand, these kind of software are dedicated to certain languages and not covered by all languages in the world. For example, those people who their mother tongue language is not English, they maybe find it difficult for them in order to use that kind of software. They need to repeat the instruction for many times in order to take it as one time, and maybe they found it a little bit difficult. As we mentioned earlier, it is important for users to feel good in order to use the application, and it is only comes when users see the desired outcome of the application. And it is in conversing method, it doesn't feel good, at least for me, in order to repeat the instruction and just wasting my time. But on the other hand, the manipulating method and the manipulating conceptual model feels much better, because I feel that I got a control over the application. I can touch the icons, I can touch the buttons, and just feel free to go around and play around with the software in order to get the desired output I want. So in conclusion, and as far as I'm concerned as a user, it is important for me to work with an application which makes life easier for me and not wasting my time and money by repeating an instruction many times without getting any outcome. Hence, and the safest choice is manipulative method, which leads the less misunderstanding between user and the application, and you can have a control of the application, and it is easier for you and faster to use in terms of the speed.